This is how Samsung is bringing the S Pen into the S series. Okay, this is Ahmed Bouariki, but you can call me Slorx, and this is Samsung's solution to bring the S Pen to the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. It's not the most classy introduction on how to bring the S Pen to the S series, but I guess it works, and who knows, is this gonna really replace the sophistication that we got accustomed to with the Samsung Galaxy Note? This is what we're gonna find out in this video. But before I even wanted to make the video, I was like, you know what, since I'm revisiting the phone, why don't I invest and get the Snapdragon variant, given that I already tried the Exynos version, and see what's the big hoopla, and if there's actually a difference that is significant for you to get this phone over the Exynos. Now, obviously the Exynos is the phone that is supported in our region officially, which is the phone that you're gonna get with a warranty, the extended warranty, the whole 9 yards. But this phone is the phone that you're going to pay extra for most likely, and you're going to lose all those other stuff like the warranty and the extended warranty and the whole 9 yards. But the Snapdragon AAA brings new improvements, and there is actually a difference in terms of usage when I compare it to the Exynos. Two things in particular that I'm going to discuss in this video. So number one is the cameras, right? And Snapdragon AAA, as we know, has invested heavily in the ISP, or the image signal processing, that they actually invested in 3 separate ones for the 3 separate lenses that you're going to get on your high-end flagships in 2021. I'm talking about your regular angle lens, your wide angle lens, and your periscopic lens or zoom lens. And that shows in terms of performance when I compared the pictures that I got with the cameras on the Galaxy S21 Ultra Snapdragon variant versus the Exynos version. And you can see that immediately with the pictures. You're gonna get a ton of detail, more natural colors, the dynamic range is just great. This is a sunset shot, and as you can see in the shadows, you can still get a lot of details. The ducks, the scenery, the colors is just fantastic. And if you're gonna switch to the wide angle lens, you're gonna see consistency of the color science and the details, and again, the dynamic range is just fantastic. I really like this camera a lot, and you can see also when subjects are moving, and usually that for me is very important. This is my son Abdul Wahab. He's actually walking, and we still got a very clear shot and a ton of details with about 3x zoom here. And here we have a wide angle shot again. As you can see, the dynamic range is just beautiful. A ton of details on the wooden chair is just phenomenal with the shadows. And this shot for me is like fantastic. This is your 3x lens again. And as you can see, the shadows as sunset is happening, the skin tones and all that, the details that you get is just phenomenal. The pictures that are reproduced by this camera. This is a moving subject. This is my other son, Abdul Razak. And as you can see here, he's running around and there's no blur whatsoever, and the shot is perfectly lit, and the details that you get again on the grass, even in the shadow area, obviously you can tell with the ISP. Now, even if you shoot a shot like this in the shadows, you still get a lot of details with the wide angle lens as well. And even if you shoot under fluorescent lighting, like in this shot, you still get a ton of details and very minimal noise. Where I saw the lacking or the similarities with the Exynos version is with the telephoto lens or the periscopic lens and 100x zoom. As you can see here, there's not much of improvement given that the ISP is not actually changed in those shots. But then again, with the wide angle lens, just so you can have perspective, this is how far I was from this billboard right here is what I was trying to get with this shot. But then with 30x and 10x respectively, you're going to get better imagery in terms of ISP kicking in. But all in all, the photos were great if you took a shot with the 3 regular lenses that you're used to. And also with the front camera, I was able to get shots like this with a ton of detail and dynamic range. This is the portrait mode. I reshot it because I didn't like the hairpiece over here. So when I reshot it, it did it more naturally. So you can count the hairs in my beard. That's how good it is. You can see the texture on the t-shirt. It's a really phenomenal camera. So yeah, as long as you got both phones together, you're gonna see that you're gonna get much better pictures with the Qualcomm variant. You're still gonna get decent photos, obviously, with the Exynos version, but if you compare them directly, yeah, Qualcomm. But unfortunately, the Qualcomm variant will be lacking in something in comparison to the Exynos version, and I'm talking about the battery life. Granted, the phone comes with a 5000 mAh battery just like the Exynos version. However, the optimization that's done with the software in comparison to the Exynos chipset, it gave me better battery performance. I was topping out with about 6.5 to 7 hours of screen on time with the Exynos version. With the same usage on the Qualcomm variant, I was choking to get 5.5 hours, about 5 hours of screen on time. Sometimes I did get between 5 and 6 hours, but not consistently like I was getting with the Exynos version. Again, this is probably due to the optimization that Samsung was able to do to its built-in house chipset and the software that they put on this phone so you can get better performance overall in terms of battery and conserving battery, and also energy in terms of how you utilize your RAM and all that stuff. But I didn't really notice any difference in terms of performance in between the phones. Honestly, they both perform very, very well, very fluent, and yeah, there was no difference there. So to sum up, if you are somebody that already bought the Exynos version, good for you. It's the official version that we have here. You get the warranty, you get all that stuff. You don't need to switch to the Qualcomm variant. However, if you're somebody in the market and want to get the phone and you don't care about the warranty or the extended warranty, and you're willing to risk the fact that you might not get 5G or voice over LTE to be enabled on your phone, and you really care about the camera and not as much about the battery, then yeah, just go for the Qualcomm variant. But let's come back now to the S Pen and how it's utilized on the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra, and how it works and what you're supposed to get when you actually get this case, and if it's actually worth it or not. Well, obviously, it's not going to replace this phone, right? The Samsung Galaxy Note is infamous for the S Pen and what you can do with the S Pen and how much value this S Pen gives you, especially for those Note users. They know exactly what I'm talking about. So out of the box, you're not going to get the S Pen, and you're going to be missing out on some of the features that make the S Pen definitely unique. So first off is of course the screen off memo. I love this. You can take memos on the screen while it's off. You don't need to switch it on. You can just jot down anything you want and then put the S Pen back and the memo automatically saves. This is something that is missing on the S21 Ultra. Another thing that's missing is obviously those air gestures and air actions. Because the S Pen does not have Bluetooth or battery, you can't do any of the stuff that you can do with the Note on the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra, because the S Pen is not holstered inside the phone itself. So you miss out on all those things. A lot of people might think those things are gimmicks, but at least you can use the functions of taking a picture with the button that's here. You can assign it to do different things. All of that stuff is out the window with the S21 Ultra because, again, the S Pen is not hosted inside the phone. So what can you do with the S Pen? Annotate. And that works pretty well. First of all, as soon as you bust out the S Pen, you're going to get those shortcuts that you can actually do with the Note, just like something that you're familiar with. And you can create a note and it'll work the way you expect. You're going to get that sound effect when you scribble on it or write on it or annotate even the screenshots. And you're going to still get that phenomenal latency given that it supports 120 Hz refresh rate. You still have this button here that is not customizable, but you can only use it to erase whatever you write, obviously. But because it's lacking Bluetooth, this is all you can do, annotate. And that's why the S21 Ultra with this solution will never replace the Samsung Galaxy Note 21 Ultra and any Samsung Galaxy Note for that matter. In terms of usability, if somebody just wants to draw or annotate or take notes on their screen, this works just fine. But another thing to take into consideration is the case itself and how it fits on the phone. Well, because you have this holster for the S Pen on the side, it kind of gives it a non-asymmetrical look, and that's too bad. I think it looks ugly. It makes it like it has a bigger bezel on one side, and the S21 Ultra is one of the most beautiful looking phones, and it got ruined with this case. Another thing you got to keep in mind is the case is made out of silicone, and this material obviously grabs a lot of flint from your pocket. I've been using this for about 4 to 5 days, and I've never dropped it. This is all flint from my pocket, just putting it in and out of my pocket. Even here inside, as you can see, it could get dirty really quickly, and it doesn't look classy. So if you are somebody like me that prefers to invest in actual OEM cases, this is the only solution that you have right now from Samsung if you wanted the S Pen to be included with the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. So I hope Samsung in the future makes maybe a leather case and some other way to holster the pen, so it solves the issues of the asymmetry and the material, the silicone case. So in conclusion, is this going to replace this? No, I don't see that happening right now. I do wish that the Samsung Galaxy S series do transform somehow into a Note series. Maybe do keep the Ultra moniker, but bring back the hardware of the Samsung Galaxy Note. I think that's the only way all of this will make sense, because this right now doesn't work for me. If you really want an S Pen with the Galaxy S21 Ultra, seek elsewhere in terms of third-party cases or solutions. But you are missing on quite of the things that do enhance productivity with the Samsung Galaxy Note, which definitely not make the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra, even with the S Pen, something that can replace the Samsung Galaxy Note. And there you have it. The case that I wanted to use so bad just so I can see if it's worth it in terms of you getting more functionality and productivity with the S Pen, which you do in terms of annotation and dictation. More or less, you're missing out on the air gestures and all that stuff. But if that's your main cause, yeah, go for it. the case will work just as advertised. And I guess that's it. Thank you guys, as always, for watching the video all the way till the end. And please do not forget to pray for our brothers and sisters in Palestine. They need your help the most, and do what you can. The least you can do is pray for them. And as always, if you're enjoying this type of content, please do consider subscribing. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And as always, take it easy.